She said worms are beautiful singing voices. Only most people couldn't hear them.
Did she say anything else, like, goodbye when they took her away?
She was very serious about being in tune with nature.
Well, it sounds serious enough to me, but did she have any excuse for being strange, like coming from Padgate?
I wish you'd like be quiet. I can't hear the worms. Try and stay calm. Don't think of me as exciting. Try and think of me as just another example of nature's magnificence. Think of me as a tree or a sunset.
Sunset? It's your headset you ought to worry about.
Proper little helper. Under proper management. They don't look right in an apron. He doesn't look all that right in trousers. Come on, you must have thought so at one time. Well, he was thinner then. They could look so pathetic. I just wanted to feed him. I know what you mean. I always think that Travis was once a golden Labrador. Does Howard eat well? Well, I wouldn't say well. More like a lot.
I know you're talking about me. You think all I'm fit for is wearing a pinny. Well, let me remind you that I am man, the breadwinner, hunter and fisher.
Hunter? He needs telling where to find his clean socks. You wonder why you marry them. But then, what else is there?
How can I sweep this yard when you're always cluttering it up?
This isn't clutter. This is style. Relax. Sit down. Talk to me.
What can I talk about to men?
Tell me your hopes and dreams.
I was hoping to sweep this yard.
Your secret hopes, your private dreams.
You see? Head's full of rubbish. It's us women who have to know the price of a loaf of bread.
42p.
You've been overcharged.
Good morning, Mrs. Batty.
It is for some.
You'll have to excuse her. She caught a glimpse this morning of my naked elbows.
Not both of them.
Both of them. And it's left her severely stressed.
In a pair of shorts, you don't amount to much more than an elbow.
Morning, Mrs. Batty.
Ye gods, there's more.
And she does remind me of home. Hey! If they thought the sense of adventure was dead, cast the eyes over that. I've got a recruit.
For what? For the merry men? Billy, you found another... What was the word I was looking for, Deb? Idiot.
People with no faith said you'd never find anybody as daft as you.
Well, the clever beggars were wrong then, weren't they?
I'm looking for the Phantom of Sherwood Forest.
There's a new Bretman, but he's nobody's idea of a phantom.
All right, then I'll settle for Billy Hardcastle.
If you can't see him, he's not here. I can't imagine why you should think I might be concealing him on the premises.
All right, then we'll wait for him. Here.
He'll be in a state of high excitement, which is not something that I ever achieved personally. It's one of the advantages of always wearing braces.
Could that explain Nora Batty's attitude to excitement? I wonder if she wears braces.
I'll tell her you were asking.
No, don't do that. I don't want to be known as the bloke who discovered Nora Batty's braces.
Just sit yourselves down and behave.
What time's this merry man fella's bus due in?
20 minutes yet. That's if he hasn't missed it. I can't see Billy's raw material being all that efficient.
Well, what's Billy going to do with this merry man when he gets him?
He'll begin training him up to the same peak of lunacy as himself.
Wow. As far as that.
What can I get you lot?
Nothing, thank you. We're just waiting.
Outside is for waiting. Inside is for what can I get you?
3 teas, Ivy. Please.
Make that 4.
Ye gods, the circus comes to town.
Don't you start. I've just had all that from the missus. You've got absolutely no feel for adventure.
Took you on, didn't she?
It's a hat. Hey, you don't like the hat.
Oh, we love the hat, Billy. It makes you look...
Demented.
That's just the feather.
It's modelled on Robin Hood's genuine hat, is this?
Oh, well, no wonder he crept into the Greenwood. I bet they all thought that he was French or even a dress designer.
Aren't you overdoing it a bit, Billy, just to meet a bus?
I'm not just meeting a bus. I'm meeting a man who, if he's any good, will probably become my chief lieutenant in the organisation.
Could we enquire what organisation?
The Merry Men. It's a combined club and sporting fraternity. We'll go camping at weekends and practice our skills.
I told you. Demented.
I'll say this for you, Billy. Your new recruit should have no difficulty guessing which one of us is playing Robin Hood.
It's important to make a good first impression. This man's going to trust himself to my experience of the great outdoors and the wild things in it.
How is your wife and her sister?
Hey, I'm not as wild as that.
Has he got a name, this bloke? Or are you using code names? Is he going to be Little John?
Or even smaller.
He's a Mr. D.W. Cheetham and he's very keen. Ready to go, hot to trot. Can't wait to get started. Hey up. How do I look?
Well, somebody he's going to go camping with? Well, let's just say he'll have to be keen.
D.W. Cheetham reporting for duty. Chief.
I don't know whether it suits me. On the other hand, some say it does. What do you think, Barry?
It suits you.
Are you sure? You don't even know which garment I'm talking about.
I don't care, it suits you.
You've not even been listening. I'm talking about that little black top I got to go with the new skirt. Look, there's Miss Davenport. Barry? Barry?
So reckless and dangerous. Why did you come in here?
A perm. I've always wanted highlights and a perm.
How did you know?
That I've always wanted highlights and a perm. You just know.
You knew I was coming in here.
You must be intensely psychic.
I wouldn't say intensely.
Mustn't leave Glenda out there in the street.
Go back to her, Barry. We can never be anything more than a wonderful might have been.
Well, is that the time already?
What kept you?
What are you doing in a lady's hairdresser's, Barry?
I thought I might treat you to a new hairstyle.
You don't like my hair?
I do. I like your hair. I love your hair. If I was a mattress, I'd be proud to be stuffed with your hair.
Do you think we'll ever see Billy again?
I doubt it. Once he gets him in the greenwood, I think he's a goner.
She's a big fine lass.
She's bigger than that.
One of us ought to keep an eye on him.
Can I ask you a serious question? And I want a serious answer.
I don't know whether we do serious answers. I'll have to consult my colleagues here.
I think we can promise him our full attention.
I'm not getting involved.
There's nothing like that. I want a straight answer. Do you think I'm too old to learn to fly?
I do like your hair. I've always liked your hair. You've got lovely hair. It's so smooth and thick. Just like my big mouth. I'll be off then.
What are you doing?
I'm sitting on the stairs.
Why are you sitting on the stairs?
Because I've just decided what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
What are you going to do with the rest of your life?
I'm going to sit on the stairs. It's the only place you feel safe.
I think it would really suit me. Casually switching to oxygen at 10,000 feet.
Howard, you're always at 10,000 feet. You're a child of the stratosphere. Big dreamer, big ideas, head in the clouds. I know the type. I was always arresting him for non-payment.
People learn to drive at my age. I don't see why they can't learn to fly.
You can get into enough trouble on a bicycle.
You see, people always associate me with the bicycle. I deserve something better than that.
On what grounds, could we ask?
On the grounds of personality, sense of adventure, daring. I'm essentially much more your jet jockey than a two-wheeler.
Maybe you're ready for a three-wheeler.
I've seen you fall out of a window, Howard, but otherwise, have you ever flown?
Well, I was once on one of those fairground rides where they give you the same G-forces as a fighter pilot.
And?
I was sick. I don't want to be a fighter pilot. I want to fly something not much faster than a bicycle.
I need help here before word gets back to the missus and her sister. I can see it now. Some big mouth saying, "Did you know your Billy's going camping in the woods with Tarzan's daughter?" Relax. Have you shaken her hand? She's got the grip like the bite of a donkey.
A grip for the greenwood should come in very handy.
There'll be no greenwood. I want her long gone before I step into any greenwood. Well, what's the point anyway? She's crushed me best bowhand.
I got the message. You're not ready for maid marrying.
I'm not ready for this one.
All you have to do is let her fire a few arrows, then tell her she's failed the entrance exam. Sorry and all that. Come back next year.
That's good. I like it.
Barry's leg, bless him. He thinks I mean it. I can't resist making him blush.
It's funny. The ones who blush are too nice ever to have much to blush about. Oh, good heavens. I feel guilty already.
Relax, ladies. We apologise for bringing the smell of blood and violence into your peaceful existence. But that's how it is out there on the front line.
That thin line where death is no stranger.
Has there been an accident?
Nothing specific. More the dark underbelly of human depravity.
Oh, don't.
You get used to it.
The trick is not to let it dull your sensitivity to the beauty of life.
Oh, I do so agree. One has to keep one's faith in the finer things.
He still finds time to smell the flowers.
I don't smell the flower.
There are those who would misunderstand.
How true. I think it's lovely. Does he have a favourite flower?
The daisy.
You're over.
He's modest about it, but he loves daisies. He's known as Daisy back at the station.
I like a man who likes his daisies.
Now, ladies, we're looking for this desperate character.
Aren't we all?
But this one's armed and dangerous.
You see how it is? Your life on the line every day.
No wonder some of us break under stress.
Of course it helps if there's a little place you can drop in occasionally for tea and sympathy.
I'll put the kettle on.
How many sugars?
Just milk for me, 2 for Daisy.
These premises are protected by closed-circuit annihilation. The management accepts no responsibility for persons tripping over the remains of shoplifters.
Oh, it's you lot. Now, I trust you lot, though I would warn you not to move, since certain items are booby-trapped. I'll be with you in a jiffy.
Don't move. I believe every word she says.
I wish someone would explain what we're doing here anyway.
You don't really need to learn to fly. All you need to do is start the rumour that you're learning to fly. Then, goodbye, Mr. Bicycle. Hello, fearless flyboy.
Oh, I could live with that. Well, how do we start the rumour?
We'll see if Auntie has the answer.
Oh, Auntie always has the answer. The only problem is you can't afford it.
Ah! That was last week. This week there's a sale on. Now, what are we looking for?
Something for Howard, to give the impression that he's learning to fly.
And we don't want a Boeing 747.
Just as well. I sold the last one this morning.
She's in the yard. You saw that? She knew we were watching.
Uncanny. She has these gifts.
Gifts?
Powers.
Mysterious powers. We use her a lot.
For what?
Guidance.
Healing, herbs, potions.
Are you saying she's a witch?
Close.
What are you staring for? What do you want?
Thy judgment, old wise woman.
What's he on about?
He wanted you to be among the first to meet his new woman. He hopes you'll approve.
He's moving no trolloping next door to me. Take her back. Get rid of her.
Have you ever been up there?
Yeah, I've been up there.
You have?
Yeah, more than once.
Oh, you old sly boots. I never figured you for collecting the old air miles.
All I collected was sore knees.
It gives you sore knees? I never knew that.
And it gave me the willies.
You didn't enjoy it?
I've got no head for rights.
How do you think I feel? But you were all right inside, weren't you?
I wasn't inside, I was outside, clinging on.
I've heard of economy, but that's overdoing it.
And the slates were loose.
They certainly were if you were outside clinging on.
I hate working on roofs.
I'm talking about flying. Have you ever been up in an aeroplane?
Oh, they wouldn't let me fly Spitfires. I was too tall. They didn't have one to fit.
I think you might be exaggerating there.
No, maybe just a bit. I did have a moped.
What's going on?
She's finding him a helmet.
Well, he ought to leave while he's ahead. The next thing you know, she'll be finding him an engine and a pair of wings.
I was thinking of something a bit more space age.
This is what the pioneers used to wear. The early heroes.
Oh, well then. Yeah, that sounds more like me.
Try it on, fearless flyboy. Let's have a look at you.
You look just like Howard in a funny hat.
He's joking. You look, Goodness, is it that time already?
My Barry is just sitting on the stairs.
Is that a problem?
It is when you're vacuuming. You go round them and move them.
I move them. Well, you have to get underneath.
I move them. But then you hear of these unnatural marriages where the husband's in charge. There are poor souls out there who wouldn't dare move a husband.
Oh, I couldn't be doing with that. Fancy having a man around the house if you can't put it where you want it?
I sometimes do.
Do what?
Fancy having a man around the house. Travis has very limited skills on the Black & Decker.
Well, at least he doesn't wander off like they do these days.
A husband is for life, not just for Christmas.
They don't make it much past Boxing Day.
What could it be, do you think, that makes a man sit on the stairs?
Has he got a hole in his trousers? Some of them are very shy about what's underneath.
And some of them have good reason to be.
My Barry is always reliable about the trousers.
I can just hear your mother saying, "Drink your coffee."
Just seems so peculiar, him sitting on the stairs.
They can be more peculiar than that.
She's right, love. They have a gene for daft.
I'd forgotten you lot were here.
The prosecution rests.
You can't put me back on the bus just because of some old witch.
Not just any old witch, she's our witch.
Robin Hood never went anywhere without his old witch. They were essential for planning purposes.
I mean, we'd love to keep you, but we don't cross the old girl. She gets nasty, she can give you warts.
She can wilt your blossoms.
I'm disappointed. I've been looking for ages for some exciting challenge I can hitch my wagon to.
You want lift?
We want a psychic second opinion. Is this young lady suitable for joining the Merry Men?
Have you got a wizard as well? How come he knows so much?
Ancient civilization. My ancestors built first temple in Bridlington. Now bingo hall.
How can he tell whether I'm suitable or not?
You come, we do ceremony.
It's what the pioneers used to wear.
It works for you, Howard. You look daft enough to be brave enough for anything.
Do you think he means that?
Oh, I think he means that.
Billy needs help.
There's a mutiny among the merry men. She won't go home.
I think he's going to have to marry her.
This is no time for jokes.
Who's joking? Relax, Billy. Where is the woman?
She's up the road arguing with Entwistle. She won't believe he's magical and comes from home.
Well, you can see the woman's point.
Wind not favourable, spirits angry. Wrong day for big decisions.
Ah, give over.
All signs wrong. You don't want this woman.
We told you that.
This is a stubborn woman. You take her, she'll end up Rosie Hood. You'll be made Marion.
Get rid of her.
Not easy.
Your wife keeps threatening to leave. You must know a trick or two somewhere.
Wife lies. I'm best thing ever happened to her.
Wives are immovable, trust me. Just get rid of the bride of Dracula.
This man no good for you, not compatible.
He will be when I finish with him.
Too weak for you, skinny, no muscle.
Weaker than that.
Has to stay indoors when it rains.
I've seen dead people with a better future.
And he has no control over his legs. They take him anywhere.
You need strong man, fearless, heart full of adventure. You need flyboy.
That's more like it. Does he have his own plane?
If you follow him, he'll lead you straight to where the action is.
Sorry, Barry, but I have to tell you, I found someone else.
Every good wish, Miss Davenport.
Thank you, Barry.
Oh, Marina.
Oh, Howard. Are you always going to bring a friend?
Hey, do you think Howard will be all right?
With a bodyguard like that, he's never been safer.
She's got a grip, I'll tell you that. I still haven't got the use back in this bowfinger.
You're handling that pipe with your usual skill.
I'm running on instinct.
Really on automatic pilot. Pint flies itself.
Speaking of pilots, I think our intrepid aviator has got himself a couple of fighters on his tail.
Oh, well, he wanted more excitement.
I bet he wishes he was safely back in his apron.
I always think he looked well in his apron.
He should wear parachute with apron. Cover all angles.
He has angles you'd like to see covered in the parachute.
It's nice to see him firmly back under air traffic control.
Supposed to entertain the over 60s. I hope they think it's been worth waiting 60 years.
There is a chance. It looks better in costume.
And with all the pizzazz, the lights, the music.
The audience leaving.
Do you think she can smile? Do you think her muscles have gone slack?
Have you seen her corsets? I don't think there's a chance for anything to go slack.
She was married to Wally for 50 years. I don't think he raised a smile.
He was probably waiting until she was in a good mood.
Some fella just sitting there all alone, on this wall.
Do you think he's going to jump?
And dash himself to pieces? On the grass, 2 foot below?
Just checking.
Maybe he's waiting for a bus.
There hasn't been a bus past there for 20 years.
Oh, well. No wonder he's sitting.
No?
Which bits didn't you like?
The beginning
We're working on it.
and the end.
But in between?
Rubbish.
Hey, I'm glad to be out of the house. It's Pick on Billy week.
Oh, I thought that was every week.
It is, but this is special. They brought out all the guns. It's not just the missus and her sister. Now I'm getting flack from a dead mother.
In person?
Well, no, not in person, you twallop. They use her for the chief witness for the prosecution. Me mother always said you were useless. I should have listened to me mother. Me mother knew. I get more of a mother now than I did when she was here.
And people say there's no afterlife.
I'm in 2 minds about eternity. A bloke's entitled to a break.
And if there is an afterlife, who do you finish up with if you've had 3 wives?
Well, possibly all 3. But if they start ganging up on you, then eternity's going to feel like, well, like an eternity.
Just make sure they don't come with their sisters.
That bloke's there again, sitting on the wall.
You look like a person in search of knowledge. What have we got in mind today?
Insects.
Yes, they are, aren't they? They encourage our affections and then scuttle away.
You find them affectionate?
At first, a brief honeymoon period and they're gone.
I understand they hibernate every winter.
Oh, I think that's just an impression they give. A few remain consistently lively, but they're the last ones a girl should settle down with.
Insects?
Men.
Oh, those insects. No, I mean genuine insects. Little creepy crawlies as opposed to the larger creepy crawlies.
I see. It's entomology you're looking for.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The study of insects. You're interested in the study of insects.
I have a friend who is. I've been invited to join their little group.
Oh, that's jolly. How many in the group?
Oh, it's quite small. I don't think we're in any danger of outnumbering the insects.
There's something about him that looks
familiar. It's Lenny from the pickle factory. Hey up, Lenny.
How do, lads? What brings you out here?
We're always out here. What brings thee?
I'm waiting for the voice.
How is the little woman?
Not her. this other voice.
What are you going to do now, providing it's not going to scratch the furniture?
I'm working on finding some acceptable substitute for golf. There are people who believe there is one. You hear rumours and whispers about people finding happiness out there somewhere beyond the 18th green.
But do you believe it?
I'm trying. It's not easy.
Whatever you choose, as long as it doesn't mark the furniture. What have you got there?
This is a stamp album, and this is a packet of stamps.
Oh, I love it when it's the beginning of some new excitement.
Yeah, right. Although so far I have to admit neither of these items is doing much about setting my pulse racing.
Let's be fair. The excitement probably only starts when you take one of those and begin sticking it in your album. I don't want you getting too excited. What's your blood pressure, Barry?
At the moment, it's not in any danger.
Maybe it takes 2 stamps.
You know me, I'm a normal bloke. You're going to ask, why me?
I wasn't going to ask why thee. Hands up, everybody was going to ask why thee.
Let him get on with it. The man is clearly in some emotional torment.
I am.
Which is not what you expect from a reader of Gardener's Monthly.
I didn't expect it either.
Expect what? Tell him to get on with it. We shall be here till the next boss comes.
The voice. I didn't expect the voice. Suddenly, this voice starts giving me instructions.
I've got one of them. 2, actually.
Whose voice?
Ah, that's it, isn't it? The big question. All I can tell you is, it's not from round here.
Foreign?
No, it's not foreign. How would I understand foreign?
Did it have an accent?
To me, it sounded like a Barnsley accent.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you were talking about a supernatural voice.
I am.
With a Barnsley accent.
I know a Barnsley accent when I hear one.
We thought you were speaking of a voice from,
I am. From up there. From him.
He has a Barnsley accent? Not many people know that.
I told you. Mysterious.
Did it have anything specific to pass on, or was it just a social call?
It was an instruction. A command.
It's not the world coming to an end, is it? I did that bit once and wasted a whole Tuesday.
No, it's not the world coming to an end. Not so far, anyway.
You'll probably have to work your way up to that.
Stands to reason. They're not going to start with the end.
Will you allow Lenny to get on with his story?
Thank you. 2 weeks ago, it were a night like any other. I was in bed, and I just dropped off when I heard this voice.
Barnsley accent?
Barnsley accent. A voice that meant business. Don't just lie there, it said. Go do something. Just like that. No messing. This was a definite order. I mean, none of this, excuse me, Lenny, would you care to pop along and perhaps do something? No, no. This was a definite get your act in gear.
Did the voice tell you what this something was that you ought to be doing?
No, but that's not untypical in these situations. I've been reading up on these things ever since. There's often this element of mystery. It's designed to make you think.
So, what do you think?
I wish it could be a little bit more explicit. I'm hoping to come through soon with a bit more detail.
What's the missus think of all this?
Guess. She never heard it. She was fast asleep. There's your first problem. With no witnesses, when you tell people, they just give you these funny looks.
You mean like ours?
Exactly.
We take the book with us everywhere, and a magnifying glass, and that's it. Completely covered. We're just a couple of insect collectors.
Insects are a girl's best friend. That's a new one, Howard.
And the really ingenious part is that insects are found everywhere, which means we're free to wander anywhere we please.
I wouldn't say absolutely anywhere. Don't tell me I'm under threat. At last.
For instance, we can now be seen together on this wall because there'll be insects living in these stones.
That's a really comforting thought, Howard.
I no further need to hide.
Car coming.
Did you see that?
What?
Someone just went over the wall.
I never saw.
Exactly. We weren't meant to see. He went over that wall like a pocket rocket. He was up to something.
Behaving suspiciously.
If he was behaving more suspiciously, the wife would think it were me.
We could be onto something here. What's the plan?
The plan is, we park here. He thinks we've gone. We're going to surprise him. We're going to walk back.
That's tricky. It's devious. And I like the style, but it means we get out at car.
Well, yes. The plan did include that notion.
That's a bad move. But I always feel safer in car.
Well, of course you do. It's our habitat, it's our little nest, it's our den.
It's a back to the womb thing.
It's home, and you made it so nice. The doilies your wife sent have made all the difference. I'm only sorry we couldn't accept her kind offer of a set of curtains.
Sandals? I'm not sure about these sandals.
Traditional. Goes back a long way.
You don't get voices speaking to people in trainers.
This coat's a bit long. Try a lot long. They'll think it's something I've just threw on.
No, I think they're nearly missed.
You know, you hear a voice, it says, go do something. Not a word about wardrobe. This thing's more complicated than I thought.
Hey. Here. Use that for your staff.
This doesn't look like a staff.
I'll make the proper stuff later.
Looking good, Lenny. I've never seen anybody looking better in a big overcoat carrying a thingy-me-bob.
I'd say you need a drink, Lenny. Dressed like that, people will expect to see you drinking.
As long as you sit near the window, I don't want to miss the voice when it comes.
Oh, it's coming again, is it?
I hope so. I'm stuck here dressed like a wally, waiting for instructions.
Gone? I told you. Sneaky. Something guilty going on.
Where did he go?
Good question. You wouldn't think he could disappear that quick.
What are we going to do?
We'll split up and search.
Split up? As in, you going one way and me the other?
What's wrong with that?
Well, don't you think it's unlucky? Partners splitting up.
You're right. Let's go.
You've just disturbed a very rare creature.
My, Howard, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I meant the beetle.
Is that the leg?
That's it.
How impressive. He never forgets a leg.
Here. What does your Florrie think of all this?
She's not too keen.
She lets they go wandering off.
Oh, up to a point. I've got to be back home for tea. She sends their will to fetch me.
Florrie sounds the right stuff.
She is. She's a good lass.
Their Wilf takes you home every night in his car.
On his motorbike.
He's in for a right draft up that overcoat tonight.
It's going to be like a wind tunnel.
And there's no way you could easily double glaze.
Although they do advertise free estimates.
Florrie doesn't believe in double glazing.
It's a faithless age.
Does she believe in voices?
Not in mine. She says it was the bloke next door shouting at somebody.
I bet Florrie wishes you'd pack all this in.
She does, but duty calls.
It's not calling very often if I'd only heard it once.
Maybe it got a wrong number.
He would have to say sorry. It wouldn't just end the connection. Nah, this voice is for me. I can feel it.
I'm sure Miss Davenport will find you some interesting things to do, Barry.
You'd be surprised.
Barry?
Poor Barry. I've been pulling his leg. He thinks I've got designs on him.
I've never understood men thinking women have designs on them. It sounds as though we want to go around drawing patterns on their exposed surfaces.
The only thing I'd write on mine is, if found, please return to this address.
Basically, I suppose we're all just looking for that special one.
I spend a good deal of time looking for mine.
I'm usually falling over mine.
What's wrong with you? Come in.
I never told you, but I'm allergic.
To libraries? There's nothing in here going to bite you.
That's what I used to think.
I'd give him 9 out of 10 for being a bit of a walnut.
9? What's wrong with 10?
Does he look to you like somebody you could trust with a message?
Well, I can see him with one that says, "Please help me, I've lost my owner." I wish you'd shut up, you lot. I'm trying to listen.
You must excuse Norman Clegg. He has this tendency to be truthful.
How long are you supposed to listen, Lenny? Didn't it give you any time?
This isn't Radio Leeds. This is something timeless. They don't care about time.
Oh, like road repairers.
Got my sandals. I'm ready for timeless messages.
It's the right look for messages, Lenny. You expect people with messages to look a bit balmy.
Well, I've cracked it then, haven't I? Florrie's going to kill me.
It's a question of confidence, Lenny. People trust people who are badly dressed. They don't trust messages from sharpies in flash suits.
And you're doing very nicely, Lenny, avoiding flash.
I don't know what's the matter with you. You used to like books.
I do like books.
Well then, enjoy.
We must put it behind us, Barry. It would never have worked.
Bit more chin thrust out. Tightens the neck, hides your wattles.
Me wattles?
You don't want them looking at your neck and thinking, look at his wattles. They'll miss your message. Now, stick your chin out.
When he gets crowd, what then?
This Mr. Voice will come in and guide him.
If he believes stuff like that, it seems shame not to sell him nearly new washer and dryer.
Control your commercial instinct. This is a man with a message.
Washing machine comes with message and full instructions.
But does it work?
If not, he's in luck. I do repairs. How you find this guy?
Just look, I suppose.
Where did you find him?
I fell off the back of a florry. Sorry.
Right, here we go.
Thank you. Travis's mother wasn't as bad as you say, surely.
Well, she used to buy his favourite sweets.
Well, there you are then.
So he could watch her eating them.
Do we gather you never really liked his mother?
There was one time I missed her. I was driving and she was crossing the road. I was sorely tempted.
They're not rational about their mothers. When we were first married, Howard used to insist on going to his mother every Sunday for lunch.
Didn't you like her cooking?
He never took me.
Well, his mother was a nice little woman. It was his father I couldn't stand. You beat 'em once at arm wrestling and they never forgive you.
Sid's parents were both dead. And if you tried to get him wallpapering, you couldn't half see the family resemblance.
You shouldn't be too sorry for them, I always think. They owe you for what you don't know about them. The things they get up to when they're off the leash.
It's like husbands, something they only wear in the house.
They say they're more playful out of doors.
My Barry's not playful out of doors. You can't call golf being playful. You should see the rule book. Makes you wonder how the church gets along with only 10.
I don't know what's left of the 10 since we went decimal.
Cheer up, Lenny. So you didn't draw a crowd?
I think you should reconsider the whole thing and go home to Florrie.
I'd love to, but you can't. Once the voice gets you, that's it. You've been got. You're committed.
There probably will be.
It's a question of honour. You can't just pack it in at the first snag.
Works for me.
If it's message you want, why not try something like C. Entwistle Electrics for all household needs?
Does he belong to you?
We're looking after him for a friend.
But, supposing you did have a crowd, Lenny, well, what are you going to do with it?
It'll come to me once I get a crowd.
But what if the voice doesn't turn up?
It will, once there's a crowd. You've got to trust your instincts.
We're going to get nowhere with him until we get him a crowd. We need a crowd puller to get him started. And there's quite a crowd next door having coffee. What we need is a warm-up act. Cue the music. Right, Lenny, there's your crowd.
What's up with him?
Is he dumb?
If he is, he's no dumber than the rest.
Who's taking responsibility? Does he know what he's doing? Can he work this thing?
She asks this of electronic Entwistle, wizard of the spark.
He's a genius with things electric.
Yes. Somebody was saying that only recently.
It was him.
See? Straight from horse's mouth.
Wrong end, if you ask me.
I'm a failure.
I like failures. Some of my best friends are failures. Correction, all my best friends are failures.
Thank you.
I'm standing there like a muffin and no voice.
You're not the only one who didn't hear the voice. None of us heard the voice.
You're not supposed to hear the voice. There's only me hears the voice. That's how I know it's talking to me.
Is he there, whom I seek?
He is, yes. He's here. It's Lenny. I'm here. It's here, the voice. Did you hear that? I told you. It's just for me.
Hear the word. Follow me.
I will. Ready when you are. Now what?
Walk to middle. Obey instructions.
Are you sure about this? I was thinking more along the lines of passing on a message.
Message is jump.
Sorry, no?
Jump.
I don't think so.
That's it, lad. Those failed tests. Go
home.
Home? Hear and obey. Return to wife.
I was just going.
Get the old.
I'm going now. I accidentally bumped into the young lady collecting insects.
Return. Go.
He's already gone. Well, that's it then. Change your plan. I've got to go home.
Back to fly. That's nice. She'll be glad.
Me too. It's tricky, this do something like.
Barnsley accent. I like it. You'd know where you were with a Barnsley accent. There'd be none of this flossy, liberal stuff.
You fire arrow at sky. Where it falls can tell good luck or bad.
Sounds like a load of rhubarb to me.
Very ancient rhubarb.
Right, stand back. Let's give it a whack.
Looks like bad luck to me.
Who's a friendly little doggy then?
Don't come to me if you dislocate something.
I don't think I place myself in your hands, even for medical purposes.
You'll be glad enough in an emergency.
being in your hands is an emergency.
What are you supposed to be doing anyway?
Harmonizing body and spirit.
With a body like yours, are you sure it's worth it?
Look at the state of you. I have to tell you, this isn't saying thrusting young executives, cutting edge of modern commerce.
What is it saying?
To me, it's saying take your litter home.
We don't get dressed up for work. We get dressed up after work.
What does he wear after work?
What he's wearing now, usually.
I changed my handkerchief.
I'm running a business here. It may not be up there with the multinationals, but there's no reason why we can't try to give that impression. Am I coming through loud and clear? Are we on the same wavelength? Are we agreed about the right impression?
I don't do impressions.
I could teach him. He looks up to me.
He'd have to kneel down to look up to you.
I can tell funny stories.
I never knew that.
I never knew that either.
So why is it nobody knows you can tell funny stories?
I think it's because people are rude.
What's rude got to do with it?
They've usually left before I've finished.
Howard! If that's Marina cleverly disguised, you've really cracked it this time.
Shh! Keep your voice down. Pearl can eavesdrop through double glazing. Say hello to Mitzi.
Oh, she speaks English.
Of course she speaks English.
Oh, hello, Mitzi. Hello. With a name like Mitzi, I bet she barks with a strong foreign accent.
She belongs to Vernon down the road. I'm just looking after her for the day. He's had to go to a wedding.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he soon recovers.
Who's a little sweetheart, then, eh?
Aye, that great little house dog, Vernon says. Now then, look. This is Mitzi.
Oh, where'd you get it?
I promised Vernon I'd look after her.
Vernon's died and left you his dog?
He hasn't died. He's gone to Manchester.
Close.
It's just for the day.
But what about the cat?
I don't think he's got a cat.
Our cat, you muffin. You can't bring a strange dog in. She won't allow it.
There's only your balmy cousin would throw a fancy dress party.
Don't be awful. It's kind of our Wendy to invite us.
To make a fool of ourselves like last time.
I'd like to go, Barry.
Not this time. Once was enough.
You looked lovely last time as Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon's not supposed to be lovely, you see what I mean? I look more like his hairdresser.
I've noted your objections, but we are still going, aren't we, Barry?
No. You know I hate disappointing you, but there comes a time when you have to make a stand. I'm sorry to come the heavy, Glenda, but I'll make it up to you.
Yes, you probably will, Barry.
All right. And bring her in. She can stay here.
You're a good lad, Peggy.
Oh, I know. You'd think I would have learnt better by now.
Look at her. It feels at home already.
You're sure she's house-trained?
According to Vernon, she's got everything but a PhD.
And he'll be back this afternoon. Swear to me that he's not gone to Australia.
Definitely back this afternoon. They're not staying for the disco.
He's got a nerve going somewhere where there's even the slightest danger of a disco.
Look at her. Goodness go.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the dog, I trust. It's you, Howard. Promise me that this is not one of your plots.
Back this afternoon. Stop fussing.
they'll stick a load of shrubbery in his buttonhole. Suppose it prods him in the eye and he has to be rushed to hospital. Still, I suppose he's better off there than at the disco.
It gets weirder. There he was this morning, on one leg, waving the rest of him about.
On one leg? Had he had an accident?
He's going the right way to happen one. Twisting himself about.
Twisting himself? How? That's Chinese. Supposed to be good for you.
Yeah, might be good for your Chinese, but I can't see it doing an Englishman any good.
They say it does. Mind you, they used to say that about rubbing yourself with goose grease.
Twisting yourself about. Might be all right if you live on rice, but I can't see it doing much good for meat and 2 veg.
It's all right for some. You have a man round the house.
He can be twice round and gone before you blink.
Still, it's not the same without one. If only for the little jobs. I mean, I have my own toolkit, but it's not the same.
I have mine. Travis is willing, but incompetent. I don't let Howard near a toolkit. He'd only use it to escape. You don't think I'm joking? I have to check every week for tunnels.
She exaggerates. If he stayed in all the time, she'd throw him out.
Don't you ever throw your Travis out?
I tried, but I can't bear the look of pain on his face.
I think I could bear one on mine. How is it you never married, Miss Davenport?
Well, I came quite close, but he had to go off to war.
Oh, and never came back. How sad. Which war was that?
Well, I'm not quite sure. He said he wasn't allowed to talk about it.
What was it? Army? Navy?
Well, that was funny too. He worked for the gas board. I expect he was undercover.
Marriage isn't for everybody. In fact, sometimes you think it isn't for anybody these days.
I decided to devote my life to literature.
Me too. I can read mine like a book. Has he gone again? Well, not yet. He's next door at Norman Clegg's, showing off his new Mitzi.
Howard has a Mitzi?
Only for the day.
You saw him take her into Mr. Clegg's?
Well, I wasn't going to have her in my house.
Very good day to you, ladies.
You will remember, Mr. Truelove, my little poetry group is always open to you.
I have it constantly in mind, Miss Davenport.
Herbert Truelove, I never knew you were poetic.
One has to be creative when compiling police reports.
Well, I must get back to the library.
Do you think there'll ever be a cure for it?
For what?
Masculinity.
If there is, it'll come too late for them. Mitzi.
Do you ever wonder why we're here?
We're here because the wheel came off.
Do you ever wonder why any of us are here on the planet?
That's a big jump from having your wheel off.
They say that we all come from bits of slime.
With no bones in it.
No bones in it, just a few lumps.
Bit like frog spawn.
A lot like frog spawn.
You know the trouble with thinking about big things?
What?
They're not much use when your wheels come off.
How long have you been training it to kill?
She's fine, really. She's a pussycat till she hears someone at the door.
Well, where is it now?
She's relaxing here on the settee.
Well, keep it there.
It shows more teeth than a crocodile.
It's what it's showing the Mac that worries me.
This is not good for your manly reputation. It would be very embarrassing for a former policeman to be savaged by a Mitzi.
Oh, stand back. I'll get you in. He knows me.
Well, you think knowing you is some sort of recommendation?
He just needs a friendly face.
It's not your face, it's trying to sink his teeth in.
I suppose you expect to feel any hot breath.
You've got to let him see that you're friendly.
His trouble is he gets over-friendly.
Is he getting too much protein? There are very good diets about that leave you almost entirely weak and helpless.
I'll give you the nod when it's all clear. Hello, Mitzi, it's only me. It's me, you fool, it's Howard.
Howard has a Mitzi.
Are you surprised? They're so untrustworthy.
When they're big and gorgeous, yes. But it's not what you expect from small and weedy.
Oh, I know how you feel. If a girl can't rely on small and weedy, then there's no hope at all.
I gave that man something quite close to the best years of my life. Of course, only on a part-time basis. And he runs off with a foreigner.
Leaving you bruised and bleeding.
I wouldn't say bruised. He was always a gentleman.
Really?
Always. I've tried everything. You couldn't shift him.
Right then, lad. What kind of costume do you want?
I wouldn't say want. It's more like surrendering to the inevitable.
Barry? He'll enjoy it when he gets there. He always does.
I hate it, actually.
Barry?
In an enjoyable kind of way.
We have costumes for every mood, including bad. Now, what do you fancy him as?
Something dashing, romantic, heroic.
Oh, can't I have a change? I do that every day at work.
That handcart.
Stop. Enough. You win. Hang the expense. I've got you a new vehicle.
She's got us a new vehicle.
Go and fetch it. It's at Entwistle's. He's checking it over.
Do you think anybody does cook anymore? Has food got so fast they can't catch it?
Well, she doesn't cook, that's for sure. They're always out. He takes her everywhere.
Oh, he dotes on her.
He's daft with her.
Men. The more they get neglected, the better they seem to like it.
Bit late for us to be finding that out.
Oh, we did what we thought was best. She'll not be glamorous forever. And when it all starts falling apart, he'll pay more attention to what he's got on his plate.
Well, they seem to stay glamorous longer these days.
Oh, they've got more mechanical aids. I dare say when it's all peeled off, there'll be some frights to go to bed with.
At least with us, they knew what they'd got.
Up to a point. We made quite sure they saw no more than they needed to see.
In some ways, the blackout was a blessing. It must have been a golden age for the deeply unattractive.
Edna Fairbairn.
Oh, she did her best, though, didn't she?
She was kind to her Granddad, though.
Aye, she was a good-hearted lass.
She was kind to a few Americans as well.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Those young men. They'll be old men now.
If they made it that far. It's a long way to come for your last bit of warmth to be Edna Fairbairn.
The policeman's best friend, his notebook. The complete record of his tour of duty.
What have we done?
You've not been paying attention.
To what?
Everything we've done. 10:17 hours, Melton Street. Caution cyclist regarding dangerous manoeuvre.
That kid? You just wound your window down and shouted at him.
I prefer to think of it as delivering an important lesson in the interest of road safety.
And what's this? 11:01 hours. I began observations on premises in Northfield Road. What premises?
The takeaway. I didn't want to send you in until the queue went down. And then you came back with sweet and sour instead of black bean.
I noticed it went down your throat fast enough.
I don't like the public to see us eating when we're on duty.
I'm not one to watch you eat, especially with chopsticks.
And that's another thing. I said bring a fork.
They didn't have a fork. Are you listening?
Don't interrupt me when I'm thinking. When you see me with my eyes shut tight like this, that means I'm thinking.
Promise me you won't do it when you're driving. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking we should change our caterers. No forks. What kind of establishment has no forks?
They look happy.
I always think that looks highly suspicious, don't you?
I am not entering again until you've got it secured. It's a lot like returning home to the former Mrs. Strullo.
Fasten her in the kitchen.
I thought of that, but it wasn't worth risking a bite. She had a terrible bite. Nearly as nasty as this dog.
Fasten the dog in the kitchen, Cleggy.
I tried that. She scratches the paint off the door.
I'm surprised she went for me.
I'm surprised Marina went for thee.
I've no idea what it means.
Has anybody been bitten? I don't think actually bitten.
Oh, well, I don't suppose you can ask for everything.
It's been good value educationally. It reminds you what limited skills they have. But I suppose we shouldn't complain about the few they do have. I do frequently.
So did I.
Not me, dog. I live here.
Where is it then?
Back behind truck.
How does she run?
Sweet as a bird.
Sweet as a bird? What kind of bird is that?
One that needs 4 legs. Very unusual.
He's got smaller legs than me. I'll be doing most of the work.
And his will have twice as far to go to keep up with yours.
Oh, that's all right then.
You try. Goes like bird.
Yeah. Have you seen his birds?
Now stay right there, dog. Here, if they hears a noise, ignore it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can I ask one question?
Well, make it a quick one.
Why me?
You broke the thing.
Yeah, but when I had it, it was quiet.
Well, get in there and get it quiet again. Come on.
Ask her if I turned the iron off.
Now, what shall we talk about, dog?
What are we doing now?
It's called yawning.
I mean, what would we say we were doing if Inspector came and knocked on the window right now?
We're telling the truth. We're sitting here, coiled like a spring, ready to burst into action as and when required.
And he'd say, rubbish, you were yawning.
That's how they are. They've no respect for those of us out here in all weathers. Lives on the line, alert for every move.
What can we say?
Nothing. Just blow into this.
It's your flask.
You're taking your time, Barry. Oh, it can't take you all that time to put your costume on.
It's on.
Show me. Barry?
Are you ready?
I've been ready for 20 minutes.
Why don't we skip the party and I'll take you for a nice meal instead?
Show me how you look in your costume.
Oh.
Why haven't you put your costume on?
I am. This is it. I'm going as James Bond, Special Agent.
You don't look like James Bond. You look like you in a suit.
Well, that's the clever part, you see. We secret agents, we have to blend in, be inconspicuous.
I want to see you in your costume, Barry.
Oh, all right. Okay, how about this? No, coward.
Barry?
Okay. Why don't you wear a big cardigan, spill some custard down it and go as your Uncle Larry?
Where did they get the dog from?
Howard's looking after it for a friend.
Didn't he know it could turn nasty?
He thought that was just me.
Travis rarely gives me an excuse to turn nasty. It's very frustrating.
Oh, you'll have to make up an excuse. Have they got back inside yet?
No.
Travis has a cousin who had a Saluki.
A Saluki? Don't they have four-wheel drive?
This was a dog.
Oh, probably hadn't then.
He treated it better than he did his wife.
They do. My Wally used to forget my birthday. But he always knew exactly how old his pigeons were.
Probably got more affection from his pigeons.
I noticed he always came home for his meals.
This is knocking me off.
How do you think I feel? I'm supposed to live here.
Robin Hood's flesh and blood, and I'm being chased by a thing that size.
Would you like us to arrange to have you chased by something bigger?
I'm going back in there alone. I'll show it who's boss.
Good lad. Very impressive. Stupid, but impressive.
Well, I went in alone and I don't recommend it.
Can I just say, don't bleed on the furniture.
It's terrible stuff to get off.
Give us your coat.
What for?
Don't argue. Now, pay attention, dog. I'm coming in. And if there's any fuss, that's gonna get bitten.
He's not kidding, Doc. He's Billy Hardcastle, great eater of dogs.
Lover of women.
And defender of the weak.
And agent for Wilkinson's Old English humbugs.
Stand back. This is where we get crafty. I'm going in through the upstairs window. Howard, where's your ladder?
Never mind the ladder. Where's Howard?
When I promised to show the ladies our costumes, I thought you'd be in something more attractive, Barry.
I like this one. It conceals your identity.
Did you see that?
What?
In the car. A mummy.
Single parent?
An Egyptian mummy.
Driving a car?
Not driving. Passenger.
As long as it wasn't driving.
Hello, in front. Whoever you are, wait for me. I thought I wasn't going to make it. Today, it's just been one thing after another. I know you've been waiting. I'm sorry.
Tell me it's not true.
I would have been here sooner, except for Mitzi.
Oh, Howard.
I didn't think I was as late as that.
Come on.
That'll be all right, Barry. That's well wrapped up.
Just shut it in the kitchen, then let us in. Come on.
Oh, get him.
Did we need all these bandages? Or were we just looking for sympathy?
Instead of travelling by bicycle, I might have been a Greek shipping millionaire.
That's not even Greek.
He could lie. I mean, if people saw him dancing and breaking a few plates, he might get away with it.
I'm speaking hypothetically.
That's Greek for a start.
I'm assuming I was born Greek.
Did your mother know you were Greek? I mean, as far as I know, she never went further than Bridlington.
Well, maybe he could be a Bridlington shipping millionaire.
It's not the same, is it? I'm talking oil tankers and love affairs with opera singers.
Have you seen the size of opera singers? They need the bicycle just to give her a cuddle.
Military history. Tell everybody you're interested in military history.
Have you nothing better to do than stare at people?
What did you have in mind?
I had nothing in mind except getting on with some work without being stared at by people.
You're always working, I've noticed that.
And I've noticed that you're not.
Do you realise, if I'd been some Greek shipping millionaire, we'd never have met. Unless, of course, you've been gifted with some extraordinary singing voice.
Are you drivelling about?
And it would have had to been some voice.
You'll get the rough end of it in a minute.
You weren't really cut out to be a rich man's plaything. You need a bit of a makeover.
Have you ever been hit with a dustpan and brush?
You'll have to sweeten your personality if you're ever to be snapped up by some playboy looking for something different.
Oh.
I mean, really different. He'll want you to do something with your hair.
But he's looking very thoughtful.
Oh, is he? I thought he was just a bit retarded.
I'm wondering where we go when we're dead.
Sorry, is the tea all that bad?
Are you planning a trip?
If he is, I hope he's not asking for company.
A bloke's allowed to think seriously now and again.
You can't just throw away a lifetime's reputation for being balmy.
What about the afterlife?
What about it?
Well, does he think it's going to be anything like life as we know it?
Like noisy at weekends?
He's dodging it. What about thee, truly?
The afterlife is not something of immediate interest to anybody on an index-linked pension.
It's just that I wonder sometimes what the chances are of me meeting our Robin.
You think that Robin Hood is up there somewhere?
Waiting for you?
I'm not saying waiting. He's probably busy organising the archery competition.
And the bingo.
I wonder who's doing the catering.
I knew I'd get nowhere with you lot.
Ask him about the afterlife. He leads a double life. One more shouldn't be beyond him.
What needs a double life?
We know it's only part-time, Howard. Relax.
Billy wants to know what you think about the afterlife.
I think it's all right where it is. And I'm all right where I am.
I must think about it sometimes.
Howard has other things on his mind.
I deny that. I scarcely know the young lady.
I'm getting worried about Barry. He just agrees with me all the time.
I think he may have stumbled on the secret of a successful marriage. It's the secret of mine.
He's a perfectly bright human being otherwise. But with me, it's like he's got no mind of his own.
Thank you. The thing to remember is they're almost certainly better off using ours.
How bad is he?
Watch. Barry!
What? What is it?
Tea or coffee, Barry?
Whatever you're having.
I'm having coffee.
Coffee's good.
No, I'm not. I'm going to have tea for a change.
Tea's fine.
I'd like to know which you'd really prefer, Barry. Tell me which you'd really like.
I'd like whichever you're having.
Yes, there was just one little favour. Oh, come on. Pearl's out now, and when she comes back, I want you to come and call for me.
Hands up anyone who wants to call for Howard.
Come on, stop fooling about.
What about stage 2, Howard? What happens if we do call for thee?
Nothing.
Oh, it sounds too good to be true.
I'd arrest him on suspicion.
Suspicion of what?
Oh, we'd think of something.
If you showed nothing, why are we calling for you?
All right, there is one little addition. No, it's nothing. I just want Pearl to hear me saying, "No thanks, I won't come out. I want to finish my library book."
You see? It's getting tricky. I knew it would end up getting tricky.
I wouldn't call it tricky. I'm just trying to establish how interested I've recently become in military history, which is why I can't tear myself away from our library book.
Military history?
Love it.
I believe you. It's about the right size for Napoleon.
I see him more as Josephine.
I still think there's more. Come clean, Howard.
What happens when that's finished this library book?
Well, what could be more natural than a person having to go to the library in search of another?
They kept the post office in Dalton Road.
Oh, she fancied herself, did that one.
He was pleasant enough.
She used to sneer if you bought second-class stamps.
She was always well turned out.
I bet he wished he could have turned her out.
He doted on her. She always wore nice earrings.
The gossip she used to spread, they must have been microphones.
She had no room to talk. That daughter of hers knew her way around a few local beauty spots.
She married well, didn't she?
I don't know about well. I think often was more accurate.
There aren't many post offices left.
No. It makes you wonder why progress is always so inconvenient.
I'm calling to see if it's ready and to make sure there's no hidden extras. Is the vehicle ready for collection? At the price agreed? Good. Have you checked it over? Is it roadworthy? Plenty of leg room. Good visibility. Plenty of room in the back. It should be ideal. They're coming for it now. It's ready for you. And don't scratch it.
A real vehicle? A genuine motor vehicle?
I don't know why you're so surprised.
We're gobsmacked.
It's not another tandem with a trailer, is it?
How many more times? It's a motor vehicle.
What kind?
Oh, suitable for carrying small loads. Bags of room in the back. What do they call them? An estate. And there's no wonder. At that price, I should have got 50 acres and a lake.
I got just the thing for you. I've been saving it. It's absolutely you. The most thrilling romance I've read this year.
Romance?
Yes, it's got everything. Love, passion, adventure.
Done that. I'm looking for something different.
Oh. That's going to depress spirits in certain quarters. How different? May we help?
I hope so. I have this urge for something more serious.
You're not going off to be a nun again.
That was just a whim. I was under an emotional strain.
It wouldn't have been a good career move.
Everybody says that, forgetting how completely attractive I would have been in the uniform.
So, if it's not that, have you any special interest in mind?
Curiously enough, I find myself being drawn towards military history.
You're not involved with that sailor again?
That was just a ship that passed in the night.
I thought it was 2 nights.
He never turned up for the second.
Took to the lifeboat, did he?
I expect he was called away on some emergency. He warned me how dangerous his work was. He was very dramatic. He made a girl feel like she was going down with all hands.
Got this urge to have a stroll at Greenwood. Take a deep breath. Inhale the perfumes of nature. And find a nice little country pub.
Sounds good to me. I like the outdoor life.
I like it the way we do it.
We've got to call for Howard first, so that he can do his library book routine.
Oh, she'll never fall for it. I don't know why they bothered inventing lie detectors. Soon as you're married, you find you've got one. And if you're very unlucky, it's as a sister.
If Pearl answers the door, don't look her straight in the eye. Look at her feet. Otherwise, she'll think it's a plot.
Listen, I bet Pearl's feet don't miss much either.
It's all a question of the right tone of voice.
What do you want?
What do we want, you silly muffin? We're here by arrangement. Your arrangement.
Good day to you, Howard. Would you care to join us?
Okay, it's no good now. She's out back. She's not listening. Can you come back when she's available?
I knew it. It's getting tricky already. He dreams up these plots, but he can't get them organised.
I can't stop Pearl going out back.
You're eating into our leisure time, Howard.
Out there somewhere, Howard, nestling in its own valley, a little pub is waiting for us.
Oh, just hang about. She'll be here again in a minute.
And how are we supposed to know the Pearl is available?
I'll give you a signal.
It'll go wrong. I'll bet it goes wrong.
I'll twitch the curtain. What's to go wrong?
Which window?
That one.
What's wrong with your hair? I mean, what's more than normally wrong with your hair?
I don't know why he keeps on about it.
Doesn't he realise that we come from a generation that was dedicated to boring hair? It was a signal. You were flying your colours. And what they said was, keep off, we don't fool about.
I expect he's forgotten. When we were young, if you had fancy hair, you were up to no good.
Oh, up to no good was achievable without fancy hair if you put your mind to it.
Is that an observation or experience?
Oh, just an observation. I would never be able to go astray unless Travis went with me.
That's really doing things together.
I know just what you mean. My Wally used to follow me everywhere.
That's because you had him on a lead.
And he didn't time for his pigeons.
I think Travis has some pigeon in him. He always comes straight home.
Is that bad?
Well, it is, if you want to wash your hair in peace. You send him out for a walk. He wants a kiss at the front door. You turn round and he's coming in at the back.
I never kiss my Wally at the front door.
Travis needs the reassurance.
I don't want to give the impression that I was always hard on Wally.
Too late.
Quite often when I was shouting at him, it would be in a softer voice.
Oh, you spoiled him as much as that. Oh, hello, love. What can we get you?
What are we having, Barry? I want you to choose, Barry.
How long is he going to be before he twitches that curtain?
Restrain yourself, impatient tall person.
Relax, Billy. It's not as if the barmaid's attractive.
After a few pints, she's attractive.
After a few pints, the landlord's attractive.
I don't agree. He looks too much like the former Mrs. Truelove.
It's the principle of the thing. We shouldn't be encouraging Howard's schemes. Not when they get in the way of our refreshment.
He's heavily married. Have you no sympathy?
I'm heavily married. Who's got sympathy for me?
You, mostly.
As a direct descendant of Robin Hood, Billy, it's your own fault if you go and marry the Sheriff of Nottingham.
There's some truth in that. I blame them stag nights. You're in no condition the following morning to know what you're doing.
Hey, stand by. Thought I saw a twitch.
No, Howard's twitchier than that.
I thought I saw a hand.
The hand. The creeping hand. I saw that picture. There it was. All on its own. Up to no good. Crabbing it along the carpet.
Yeah, that sounds like Howard. I'm sure I saw a twitch. Now, do we knock on the door or wait for the next twitch?
I say we wait. I believe in being absolutely sure of your twitch. Now that's what I call a twitch.
Where's our transport? Auntie says it's ready.
Question is, are you ready?
For what?
New motoring experience.
Oh, we've been ready for years.
Anything's better than a handcart.
She says there's plenty of room in the back.
No problem. Also, roof rack.
You hear that? Also roof rack. No more handcart.
We have to talk, Barry. Barry, we have to talk. Not just grunt, Barry. Real words. Oh, put the book down.
Do you realise that human beings are made of exactly the same stuff as the stars? I never knew that.
Are you listening to me?
I'm listening.
Good, because I'm worried about you. I don't want you slipping into that condition where some husbands leave everything to their wives.
Imagine, you and me and the stars.
Because that's a sure way to lose the ability to make decisions. You'll end up with no mind of your own. I don't want you always agreeing with me, Barry. I want you to have your own opinion about things. Any questions?
Why don't we twinkle in the dark?
Okay, open eyes now. Plenty of room in back.
And it's for funerals.
Used to be funerals. Now for deliveries. Is it empty? Anything you find, you keep. You see? Luxury interior. Very big improvement on handcart. It is, I like it. It's very me. There's even a little vase for flowers. Moves like a limousine. Goodbye, handcart.
Hello, creepy machine.
What's creepy about it?
What's creepy about it? The speed. We can walk faster.
Get foot down.
It is down. The handcart was faster.
Could I ask you all a personal question?
Well, I don't see why not. They're usually the more interesting.
And it's not as if there's any men here with big ears and a loose tongue.
Just a bunch of women with big ears and a loose tongue.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, neither would I, if there were any men here with big ears and a loose tongue.
Mine's gone to change his library book. He's into military history. We're getting more shot and shell. I'm surprised he's not wearing a steel helmet to bed.
I don't think our bed's ever qualified as a battleground. Travis very rarely leaves his trenches.
Look at you. Let the girl ask her question.
It's just that I was wondering if any of your husbands had ended up with no minds of their own.
Minds of their own? Are they supposed to have?
I don't know about ending up like that. I thought they started like that.
Well, mine did. He said, "I do," at the altar. And that's the last time he's made any decision concerning the both of us.
When we went dancing, he used to lead. Where does it go?
I think it's nature's way of ensuring the survival of the species.
But isn't it like living with a zombie?
Oh, very. Credit where it's due.
I would like to have been a footnote in history. Nothing fancy, no showing off, just something modestly exceptional.
Not so much a footnote, more a toe note.
Or even a toenail note. On this date it would say, Alvin broke the world record for... what?
Persistent, dedicated, and truly impressive eccentricity.
You think I'm eccentric?
Well, only from the back. From the front, you're weird.
There aren't any world records left for a bloke to break.
That could invent one. That could hop from Huddersfield to Darlington with one leg and a teapot. I bet nobody's done that.
Too noisy. I hate travelling in teapots.
Very wise. They're dangerous on corners. Only at excessive speeds.
You can't accuse that of excessive speed.
Do you want a lift?
Aren't we supposed to have a funeral first?
Have we time for a lift? I mean, doesn't your conveyance go any faster?
She's better downhill.
See how we really blend in with the background.
Every young girl's dream, Howard.
And if by some chance we are spotted, what could be more innocent than two people searching for evidence of where a battle was fought in the Civil War?
What was there to fight about out here?
I expect it was an area of vital strategic importance.
Not only am I becoming exhausted, but I'm gaining an education.
You'll enjoy it better once we switch your metal detector on.
I can't wait.
Mascara started running, has it?
I'm looking at these little lines at the edge of the eye. You know what they are, don't you? That's the badge of experience.
What experience?
Life at the edge. The years of stress and danger.
You were doing superintendent's paperwork.
Well, he's a dangerous twat for a start. You'll not be wrinkle-free when you've looked death in the face as often as I have.
Have you seen my delivery vehicle, which might be mistaken for a hearse?
No. I'm sure we'd have noticed one of them.
Barry, you didn't know all by yourself.
Look, I want you to go and get your car, lad, and see if you can find my vehicle.
You decide, Barry, whether to get the car and go and look for Auntie's vehicle.
Do you think I should?
Hop to it, lad. There's a reward in it.
You're offering a reward?
Oh, it's automatic in these cases. The reward is you get this warm feeling of satisfaction because you've helped an old lady.
Are you lot together?
He's not all that together, but yes.
Have you got transport?
Have we got transport?
Has it got room in the back?
Oh, I think we can safely say that.
It's even got a little vase with a flower in it.
Pay no attention. He used to be the village idiot.
I'm told the village got bigger and the competition fiercer.
But still he tries.
Runner-up last season.
Twice highly commended.
Have you got room for one more? Granddad said I dropped too much.
A drop?
It's his birthday.
Happy birthday!
You wouldn't give him a lift home, would you? I can't leave the pub.
Old proverb says, wise man lets sleeping granddads lie.
I can't leave him there. He'll get trodden on.
Could be an attraction. It's not every day you get the opportunity.
He looks happy enough where he is. Are you sure he's not dead?
He said, happy birthday.
Which could fall into the category of famous last words.
Happy birthday?
I can see it now on his gravestone. Happy birthday.
Be nice to see something cheerful for a change.
Brighten up the whole churchyard.
He's not dead.
He can't lose. We got right vehicle either way.
A Civil War battlefield.
We're walking in the footsteps of history.
Because it's too rough to ride a bicycle.
No, it must have been terrible.
It still is. If they had to march all this way, I'm surprised they had any strength left to fight.
I expect they brought sandwiches. Oh, don't be disheartened. I love bringing you to lonely places. And this is a Lulu, just you and me.
And 200 weight of metal detector.
He's had a few.
I hope he's not driving.
He's very heavy for the Granddad.
They're heavier than people think.
Trust us to get a heavy one.
John, have I had that much? Not much further.
Oh, Howard. Oh, Marie.
I hope you haven't gone overboard with anything too expensive.
No.
Oh, you haven't got carried away then?
I like you to think of me as steadier than that. As a rock you can lean on. No.
I'm involved with a rock. There's no end to these excitements.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Come in, Howard. Come in.
He's in a highly emotional state. Look at his trembling fingers. He's got the marina shakes.
I hope you don't mind me opening this here, Clay. There are things I daren't open at home.
We thought that was just your mouth.
You come in here at top speed with your unlawful gift.
Look, it's perfectly innocent. It's from a secret admirer. But you know how these things can be misunderstood.
Oh, I imagine Pearl does a great misunderstood.
You got your sleeves rolled up. It's not really you, Claggy. You're the most sleeves-down person I know.
I'm not changing my lifestyle. I've been unblocking a drain. That's what I get for Christmas, a blocked drain.
You think that's bad? Look what I get for Christmas.
Ow!
I'd sooner have a blocked drain.
Put it away before it blisters my paintwork.
How do you think it feels from inside?
Who gave you that? How long have you had enemies prepared to go to lengths like that?
It's from Pearl.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Well, she says she's fed up with me wearing stuff that's so boring.
But doesn't she know that you can't go from boring to totally bananas in one jump?
Can I ask a technical question? Why the devil are you wearing it?
It's basic survival to pretend you like it.
Can't you tone it down a bit?
How?
Oh, go and roll in something. I mean, any decent dog would who was wearing that.
I daren't roll in anything. You get one grass stain and she never forgets. Anyway, it's not really a problem. You wear it for Christmas, then you put it away for best. And with a bit of luck, it might be forgotten.
That's never going to be easy to forget.
So, that's from Pearl. What have you got from your secret admirer, whose name escapes me unless it's Marina?
Another sweater.
But not as dangerous to the spectators.
Suppose one of the women in your life sees you wearing your favourite sweater, and it's not hers.
I believe I'm man of the world enough to handle 2 sweaters.
Here, try this.
What is it?
It's not an illegal substance. You won't end up on my sofa.
I've never ended up on anybody's sofa.
You have my sympathy, but don't look at me. I know it's Christmas, but there are limits.
And you've just reached yours.
Just relax. I'm cooking for Clegg and Truly. Now try it. I want a second opinion. You're looking very ravishing this morning. Have I ever seen your hair out of its tin?
I don't want any personal comments, thank you. You're only escaping death because it's Christmas.
Oh, give over, woman. Don't look at it like that. You'll burn it to a crisp.
So, you're cooking for Truly and Clegg. Have you insured?
Just taste it. Don't tickle it to death. Taste it. Well?
I hope they still are when they're finished.
Do you think we're doing right?
Of course we're doing right. It's a Christmassy thing.
Are you sure it's wise? He shouts. You say, "Good morning, Mr. Sanderson," and when he says good morning, people in the next street shout back.
That's in the street. You won't shout indoors.
Your mother used to.
She didn't. She could terrify you quite happily without raising her voice.
I wish she was still with us.
Oh, that's sweet of you, Barry.
Then she could entertain old Mr. Sanderson. Well, he's not exactly what you call good company.
He never gets a chance to be. He's always on his own.
I was looking forward to us being on our own.
We will be. As soon as he's had his meal and gone.
How long is he stopping?
Let him get his coat off before you throw him out. I couldn't enjoy my meal if I knew old Mr. Sanderson was all on his own.
Why don't we get his meal ready and I'll take it round to him?
Barry!
Why don't I shut up and start practising being nice about old Mr. Sanderson?
It's thinking like that which could improve your entire Christmas.
Promise?
Trust me.
Oh, you busy?
There's no fooling you, is there?
Come back, maybe Boxing Day.
No, come in. I've got a job for you.
To do what? I'm not too good in kitchen, more outdoors type.
Since when?
Since wife keeps throwing me outdoors.
There's no need to stand out there telling fibs. You can tell them inside. Come in.
It's not kitchen work, it's man's work. You can have a look at my model racer.
I get to play with model racer. But this is bigger Christmas than I think.
It's gone belly up. Maybe you can fix it. What are you doing wandering loose at Christmas, anyway?
I told you, thrown out. Wife and me, big row. I need friendly face.
Doesn't she like the one you got? What's the row about?
Doesn't matter. She just likes big rows.
At Christmas?
Especially Christmas. She thinks, what kind Christmas is it without big row?
Why does she like big row?
She likes where they end. Kissy, kissy, making up.
Doesn't sound too bad.
I'm getting too old for making up. Soon I have row.
It's true that even black sheep are welcome.
Oh, I wouldn't call us black. I think it's been our destiny to never get past medium grey.
It's never been past off-white for as long as I care to remember.
Some people are so barefaced.
Often barer than that.
At least she's made the effort. It's usually just the skirt that's reaching for heaven.
We ought to be charitable. It's Christmas. Though I must say, being charitable tends to kill conversation.
I always try to be charitable on Christmas Day.
Do you feel any better for it?
I always feel ready for Boxing Day.
Well, here's to a quiet but convivial Christmas. Just the three of us.
I'll drink to that. In fact, today I'll probably drink to anything.
The three of us.
Right. Add to a simpler Christmas than I once had in the Vice Squad. Though I must say they were genuinely inventive in their use of mistletoe.
He's been doing that since Empress sort of mended it.
Very gifted, these people from Hull. It needs a doctor.
It needs an undertaker.
Don't say that, it's brand new.
I remember a certain Edgar B. Westbury. He was brand new, young, fit, on the very threshold of life, when this number 22 Peckham bus got him straight in one of the healthiest kidneys the pathologist said he'd ever seen.
Have you any more Christmas stories?
Not we've had a drink or two.
He makes them up.
I gave evidence at the inquest.
In the witness box. That's where he learnt the storyteller's trade.
Well, I suppose I could take a look at it.
Is he qualified?
For interfering? Oh, absolutely.
I used to mend the police station bicycle.
Oh, those were the days. Bobbies on bicycles. Yeah, well, I'll certainly drink to that.
I'll get it.
Well, you're very nimble at the old domestics, Alvin.
I have to keep pace with her next door.
Alvin, promise me you'll never put your hair in curlers.
I only do house proud so far. The rest of me stays magnificently male. Ask anybody.
What are we having?
What are we having?
You're having a treat. That's what you're having. I intend to build your strength up for the sale tomorrow.
Treat?
What sort of treat?
Well, it can't be bad if she's building our strength up.
I'd like to know what I'm eating.
The way you go through it, you've scarcely got time to get to know each other.
Oh, Grand. No. Sit yourself down. Today is staff day off. Quality time. Spoil the help day. Today you don't exert yourselves. A lot like every other day.
You've hurt his feelings now.
I notice you're managing to remain unwounded.
I'm more forgiving.
Oh, that's good. You're going to need to be.
What is it?
I've no idea without my glasses.
What does your nose say?
It says, why didn't we go to restaurant?
You thought I was a mean old woman, didn't you?
Could we answer that after we've eaten? Oh, lovely.
It's lovely.
Well, that was very edible, Alvin. You're a little treasure.
We really did enjoy it, Alvin.
I hope you mean that.
Cross my thermal underpants and hope to die. Come in, Howard.
How did you know it was me?
We heard the sweater coming.
Hey, gosh. You think Pearl's trying to tell you something?
I think she just wants to know where he is at all times.
Well, that should do the trick. Nobody's going to miss him in that. The electric banana.
I can keep it covered.
Buried would be better.
And what happens if you're caught wearing that when you should be wearing marinas?
I'm prepared for any emergency. Ta-da!
Wearing 2 sweaters could really interfere with your life in the fast lane, Howard.
I don't think so. I can't see it affecting the real me.
You'll find your pulse getting slower. You'll lose all interest and excitement.
Every kind of excitement.
You'll still enjoy a good book.
Oh, well, no problem then. You'll still be able to read.
You're having me on. Have you been drinking?
Well, I should hope so. We came here with that intention.
Tell me, Howard, in all this cunning deployment of 2 sweaters, how do you decide which one should be on top?
You have to take each situation into account. For instance, now I'm out in the wider world, I shouldn't be showing this one.
Dead right you shouldn't. Not without a public health warning.
But this one is more suitable for when I'm in the vicinity of Pearl.
Your trouble is that Pearl thinks that you're always about to lose your vicinity.
The lady and I are just good friends. And in order for us to remain good friends, I ought to be wearing her sweater on top, in case we bump into each other.
Is that likely, do you think, in Alvin's sitting room?
I was wondering about that.
I'm not saying it's likely, but there's no harm in being prepared.
Are you all right in there?
Speak up. I can't hear you down that sweater of mine.
I do hope he gets out. I'm not going in there after him.
New sweaters are inclined to be tight.
Especially marinas.
Well, at least I'll know where he is. I mean, you can see him for miles. Have another sherry.
Oh, I don't think I dare.
Oh, you're in no danger of waking up in a house of ill repute in South America.
Or even South Yorkshire.
Oh, well, just a small one then.
I thought your Howard seemed very happy with his new sweater.
Never had it off his back. I thought he'd hate it. He usually goes for muddy brown.
Oh, they do. They have this affinity with muddy brown.
And they say nature makes the male more colourful than the female.
Not round here. Not in our day, anyway. You had a job to distinguish the average male from a hole in the ground.
And that was just their personality.
They have their reasons for wanting to blend into the background.
He'll not be doing much blending in that sweater.
Is he still wearing it?
He left the house wearing it.
Well, yes, but where was he going?
To Alvin's. To see if they were all right.
Oh, that was very thoughtful.
That's suspicious for a start.
Do you think he takes it off when he gets outside?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
That's true. And anyway, we ought to call in on those 3 men. Make sure they're having some kind of decent Christmas.
You're right. It is the season of goodwill. I'll kill him.
That was tasty.
We're glad you enjoyed it, Mr. Sanderson. Aren't we, Barry?
Deeply moved.
I shall pay for it. I'll be up half the night.
Dear.
Did the windows rattle? I'm sure I heard the windows rattle.
It's like a knife. No, I tell a lie. Acid. Like a pool of acid. It rises right up here. I used to be able to eat anything.
You still do a good impression?
I shall pay for it.
A drop more wine, Mr. Sanderson.
Oh.
They say it helps the digestion.
There's nothing helps.
I'd like a drop.
You've had enough, Barry.
Christmas, I'm not driving.
Not driving? How am I getting home?
Oh, we'll get you home, Mr. Sanderson. Have no fear.
Sit down, Barry. Mr. Sanderson's not ready yet.
What a performance. I thought we lost you for good.
It'll get easier after the first few times.
They said that about my video recorder.
You've got a video recorder?
Not anymore.
I bet Christmas looks better now you can breathe again, Howard.
You're looking quite puce, Howard.
He's just a riot of colour this Christmas.
Isn't it a bit warm in here?
It is in 2 sweaters.
I'm perfectly comfortable, thank you. Whoever it is, I'm reasonably confident I'm wearing the right sweater.
He's been expecting her. You told Marina you'd be here.
I may have mentioned it casually.
It's not Marina. It's Electric Entwistle.
I hope he didn't get a sweater.
Haven't you been home yet?
Been home. Ended big row. Then she started another one. Merry Christmas. Why is Howard red?
It's warm in here.
And it's getting warmer. It's Laura Batty, Ivy and Pearl.
They'll probably invite us in for a drink, but I think we should keep a clear head.
I'm not sure I've ever had a clear head.
Come in, ladies, come in.
We're trying to come in. It's you that keeps getting in our way.
Is it gonna snow?
Probably, if we stand here long enough.
They're hiding something.
Go on.
Are you letting us in?
Do any of you ladies have a sprig of mistletoe?
It's brutal you lot need.
Are we coming in or aren't we?
Were you ever in any doubt? Oh, mind the step, it's sometimes slippy.
Not the only one round here. I hope my old man's there where he said he'd be.
Oh, he's here.
You see, there is a Father Christmas.
Well, I hope they let him in quicker than they let in us.
This way, ladies. Everybody's pleased to see you.
A Merry Christmas, ladies. Get the ladies a drink.
Yes, yes.
You look as though you've just been dragged through a hedge.
Oh, funny you should say that, because we've been playing with Alvin's motor racer, and he has been driving recklessly under the table.
Got himself into a speed wobble.
Too heavy on clutch.
Oh, still playing with toys.
They can do worse.
Right, a drink, ladies.
He's a bit red in the face. How many has he had?
It's warm in here.
You should come to my place. Atmosphere chilly.
Oh, yes? Why is that?
She thinks I took too long rewiring a Mrs. Featherstone.
Is there an optimum time for rewiring a Mrs. Featherstone?
Wife thinks so.
Don't leave him on his own, Barry.
On his own? He's got every organ in his body for company. He's just done the tour again. I feel I know his insides as well as he does.
Put him the telly on.
He doesn't want the telly. It stops him hearing his stomach noises. I think they talk to each other. I think he speaks fluent stomach.
If you can't beat him, join him. Tell him you've had your appendix out.
Oh, I'm outclassed. He's got 3 holes to my 1. When's he going home?
Oh, Barry, let his dinner settle.
Settle? Have you heard it? You call that settling? I must get him off his ailments and onto some other subject.
That's my man. Good thinking. Executive material.
What do we know about him? What's he done that was interesting? He can't always have been just a stomach.
I think he was in the war. In the jungle somewhere.
That's it then. Jungle. That'll do. Nice cup of tea, Mr. Sanderson.
Not too strong. It turns your insides brown.
Must have been quite brown on the outside, Mr. Sanderson. When you were in the jungle.
Jungle? I could tell you things about the jungle.
I see why we can't walk in, even if the ladies are still there.
I can think of several reasons.
We're only trying to make sure the men have everything they need.
And that's one of the reasons.
It's a Christmassy thing. Love thy neighbour.
Not when his wife's there.
Oh, I hate that. Those feelings of inferiority that one is expected to feel as the other woman. You realise what that makes us?
Very fast on our feet in certain circumstances.
Second-class citizens. An oppressed minority.
It's true. I go creeping about in dark glasses.
You shouldn't bother. Skirts that short are not what one could call a disguise.
Go on. Keeping it in the bottle was the trick.
Can we now settle down to a game of dominoes? You can relax now, Howard. You're in a female-free zone.
Ancient people from Hull invented dominoes.
As well as gunpowder?
That's how we are, quick on feet. We think it's wind from River Humber.
Sounds like just wind to me.
Pull up a chair, Howard. Take the gilt off your feet.
I'm not putting that on again until it's time to go home.
The ladies are back.
Oh, don't let them in yet. Give me a minute.
Come on. You can do better than a minute. And look at the practice you're getting.
Oh, right. Right, let them in. What do I care? I'm wearing Pearl's sweater. It's all a question of forward planning.
You got some marina showing.
Where? Where? Oh, he's having me on. It's not showing, is it?
Oh, ladies.
We hope to catch you in the Christmas spirit.
For real?
Merry Christmas!
Merry That face looks familiar. What are you doing under a table, Howard?
I'm playing with this racing car.
They do. They play with racing cars. I once spent an entire evening of Scalextric. Come and see my model racing cars, he said. Well, how is one supposed to know they mean it?
I've never seen him show more enthusiasm.
Raise your 10.
This one that used to make a noise like...
My sweater.
I am wearing your sweater.
Who gave you that one on top?
I'll tell you who gave me this one on top. I've nothing to hide. Don't worry, I'll tell you who gave me this one on top.
Any minute now, he'll tell you who gave you that one.
He's nearly there. I feel it coming.
Well, come on then. Get on with it.
What's the hurry? It's supposed to be Christmas.
Now, Howard.
A friend.
Must be a very good friend.
It was in this shop window. I thought, that's Howard. Call me sentimental if you like.
You bought him a sweater?
If he doesn't like it, he can take it back.
I like it. I like it.
Sweater, how are you?
I made it. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Pearl.
All the best. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Gregor.
Merry Christmas, Howard.